So, as you can probably see by the position and where I'm sitting and whatnot, only difference is I'm wearing a hat in this one. Um, I'm doing a whole bunch of videos all back to back to back. So I'm sorry I haven't, I didn't post a lot last week. I was super tied up, like mad busy all day, every day, every day. So this is what is a DJ if it don't scratch. I'm sure you've heard that sample a good amount of times, and really think about it. A lot of DJs nowadays, and a lot a lot of DJs scratch. I'm sure every DJ wants to learn how to scratch. But a lot of DJs don't scratch as well. So what is a DJ if he doesn't scratch? He's still a DJ. I feel like it doesn't take away from you if you don't scratch. You got to look at it like this too. Not everybody focuses on that. I know when I first got turntable, that was the first thing I tried to do. I went out and got some, Cuba battle breaks from a Guitar Center, and I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I just wanted to try to scratch. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's the first thing you do when you get like a jog wheel or any type of thing, whether it's a CDJ jog wheel or a turntable, you know what I mean? Just because that's what everybody wants to do. But some DJs, nowadays they're just not into scratching, or they're just more of a pure blend DJ. They're more into mashups, or they do other things other than scratching. Now, somebody might be like the dopest turntablist ever, but that might not transition over to the club, because you got to think about it. How many times in the club are you really going to break down and slow down a juggle, or speed up a juggle, or break it? You could hardly ever do that. And if you listen to radio, you hear them juggle a little bit here and there, depending where you live. But it's not these crazy juggles. It's, very clean, very subtle juggling. So in turntablism, it's not meant for everywhere. Now, are you going to be at a wedding and you're going to be scratching away? Maybe if they ask you to. And if you're really good at that, you can pull it off and make it sound very, very clean. My opinion on it is do it if it's clean. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to go overboard with scratching depending on where you're at. You could go overboard, or at the end of the day, you could go overboard with scratching easily. I know there's been a couple times I've been, criminal of doing it. It's very fun once you get into it. But some DJs don't focus on scratching. Nowadays, with controllers coming out, a lot of DJs are more into doing controllerist type tricks. Now, just because they don't scratch doesn't mean that they're not a DJ and they can't do dope shit. Look at controllerist DJs that use a lot of loops, cue points, loop rolls. They do drumming, live drumming with the dicers or some type of pad. Now, a DJ that can scratch might not be able to do that. And something like that, tricks like that can transfer over into the club or into a live performance. Not saying that scratching doesn't. I've done a lot of EDM shows, and I scratch at my EDM shows just because that's my style, and that's how I have fun, and that's just how I mix in general. But I couldn't probably transfer that over to certain clubs. I probably couldn't transfer that over to certain mobile gigs. Well, when you're using cue points or loops and stuff like that, you could use them for transitions very well. You could use it in any situation. So what is a DJ if he doesn't scratch? Pure blend DJ, mashup DJ. It doesn't matter if you can't scratch or not. It's nice to know. It takes a shit ton of time to, get really good at it. Dudes that could do intricate scratches are dope. You know what I'm saying? For some people, it takes longer than others to learn. I know there's, a bunch of tutorials on YouTube on, how to do certain scratches. Basically, how to do every single scratch. There's probably a tutorial on YouTube to do it. If you're super serious, they got like the Scratch Academy. I believe they have one in LA, New York, Chicago. I don't know if they have one in Miami. I think they might. But if you're super serious about it, you could do that. DJ Cuber, I'm positive you probably know who he is. The Scratch God actually has an online university. So if you're trying to get into scratching, there's a lot of ways to, get into it. Now, if it's just not your thing and you're just not focused on it, it'd be nice to know. But right now, it's not your focus. Don't even trip about it. Don't worry about it. Don't focus on it. Leave it as something that you practice, on your own time in your bedroom until you get good enough or you feel more, confident enough to, unleash it. I know certain venues, I've heard of certain venues where the owners don't like the DJ scratching. And that's just what it is. You know, at the end of the day, if they're paying you, they're your boss. So, yeah, that's basically all I got to say on it, man. If you can scratch, dope. If you can't scratch, dope. It's not a big deal, you know? So it doesn't make you any less of a DJ. Is it dope to know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so is, you know, drumming and shit. That's dope to know. So is doing a whole bunch of other stuff with effects. That's dope to know as well. So, at the end of the day, you can never stop learning, though. You know, you're always learning something new. So, I hope you guys took anything good, positive from it, from this video. And, yeah, I'll see you